The clay season is in full swing as the pros play on at the Madrid Open. As we follow the action on the European red clay, we decided to take some time to look back at one of the most controversial surface changeups in tennis history, the blue clay of Madrid in 2012. The Break starts right now. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Guy and you're watching The Break. The clay season is synonymous with that trademark red-orange tennis court. We see it from April to June while the pros embrace the longer rallies, heavier conditions, and of course, the sliding. But in 2012, the Masters event in Madrid tried something never before seen in tennis: bright blue clay courts. The change didn't go over well with the players. Before we get into what they said about the conditions, I'm going to explain to you exactly how this change occurred. From 2002 to 2008, Madrid was played on indoor hard courts at the end of the tennis season. But in 2009, Romanian businessman and former tennis player Jan Tiriac bought the tournament and reinvented it to what we know today, a combined ATP and WTA event played on red clay. But just 2 years after the tournament switched to the clay, Tiriac heard complaints that it was difficult to see the yellow tennis ball over the red clay courts on TV. Now this was right before high-definition televisions became the norm, so the image viewers saw back in 2011 isn't nearly as sharp as what's on your screens today. The complaints gave Tiriac the idea that a clay court that was the same color as the traditional blue hard courts would allow viewers to track the ball easier. So Madrid began testing clay that was dyed blue. But how did they make it? Well, they started with the traditional process of grinding bricks down to a grainy powder for a clay court. Typically, naturally occurring iron oxide in clay courts gives the court that trademark red color. Iron oxide is rust, so when you see a rusty piece of iron, you're seeing the same compound that's in red clay. But tournament officials couldn't just add blue dye to the red clay unless they wanted a muddled purple color. Instead, they had to remove the iron oxide from clay to eliminate the red color, resulting in a white clay. The new white clay was then dyed blue, made into bricks, grinded down to a fine grain, and then that grain was distributed in layers on the court to prevent white streaks from appearing when the players slid. Just over 1 ton of clay is used to make a single court. And this dyeing process wasn't cheap either. It cost the tournament about double what a standard red clay court costs. But for Jan Tiriac, the cost would be worth it. When asked about the drastic change, he responded, "It looks better. I'm sure the visibility is improved by 25 or 30%. In China, we will be seen by between 300 and 400 million viewers. In many countries, tennis is now the second national sport after football. We have a responsibility to all those viewers." The blue clay was tested, reviewed by the tours, and approved for a trial run in 2012. That trial run did not go well. Rafael Nadal expressed his disappointment over the change before the tournament even began, tweeting, "I've read about the blue court in Madrid. It's a shame given the history and tradition of this surface." And it wasn't tradition that led to the downfall of the blue clay, it was the impact it had on the players. The blue clay was very slippery, hampering movement and balance while playing. Bad weather in the days leading up to the event impacted the court's surface, hardening the clay. The tournament also had to place salt on the clay to retain its color and remove moisture. The salt reportedly crystallized, causing the surface to be even more slippery. These factors made for a slick surface that played very fast and very unpredictable. It was so bad that Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic threatened to boycott the event altogether if the surface wasn't changed back. That year, Roger Federer and Serena Williams won Madrid. Those names may indicate that this blue clay played a little quicker than the red clay. After the tournament, the ATP released a statement on the novel surface. While the blue clay may have offered better visibility on television, there were clearly issues with the quality of the courts in Madrid this year, which were not acceptable at an ATP World Tour Masters 1000 tournament, one of our top events worldwide. It's clear that further development is required before it can be considered for use at the ATP World Tour level. And as quickly as the blue clay entered, it was gone. Regardless of what people thought of this innovation, it still makes for a pretty iconic piece of tennis history. What are your thoughts on the blue clay?